We're rolling, baby. We're back at it.
All right. Week 2 is
in the
done,
books.
and week 3 is upon us. It was an interesting week, to say the least. So we'll go through the recaps of week 2. We'll start
from the top.
First game was Chung versus Sattan on the day that we actually filmed the podcast last week.
I think to start things off, this was a lot closer of a game than we thought it was going to be. I think because when we first started talking about this game in the last podcast, we were like, I think we called it the lock of the week.
Yep.
And I think that we were like, oh, it's probably going to be a convincing win. But you guys need to match up well against them.
Yeah, I mean, I think we had a third quarter where if I looked at the stats, I think
it was a lot.
I think our team had 8 points in the third quarter.
Yeah. Oh, really?
In the third.
Was
yeah.
Was it the fourth you
It was the fourth quarter that me and Chung combined for, I believe, 44.
Okay.
And I think Brett had 4 points or something like that. So
yeah,
it was almost 50 points. It was like 48 or 50 points or something in the fourth.
You were looking like Tommy out there with the sniper in the fourth.
Yeah, that was... We're hoping to continue that into week 3, but I don't know. We'll see. So, Team Chung lost 94-102 to Team Sattan. Solid game. Another surprising game to me was Shannon. I did that last week. Shannon Cosme. 115-123. Cosme obviously put up, I believe he had 50 as well. Mo didn't have as good as a week as he did week 1.
Bodie had some solid defense.
Bodie was playing solid defense on him. I believe Mo had 24. I'll look right now. Mo had 32.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so Mo had 32, which in the other 2 games he had 50s, so that ain't bad. That ain't bad.
We saw Team Shannon pull within to like 4 within like a minute 30 left.
Yeah.
But then Cosme was able to secure some free throws to end the game.
Yep. They had clutch free throws, I believe, from Mo.
But Bodie had some clutch threes, I think. I think Mike had 1 clutch 3.
Yep. It was a close game. Good game all around. I mean, that's kind of what this year's been kind of about. There's been close games almost
there were
up and down the board.
3 close games this week, and then one we'll get to that one. I don't really want to talk about it, so I'll let Joe do some talking for that one. But next one.
Moving on, we had Team Howard beat Team Flanny 97-92.
I think we predicted this right last week. I think we both said we were going to have Team Howard win their first game.
Yep. I was like, it's tough to bet against Flanny, but
I don't see Rob, and you losing that many games in a row.
Yeah. They're a good team. They're a solid team. I still have them up relatively high, I think.
Rob was dunking everything that week.
Rob played very well this week. He was more aggressive going towards the rim. He shot the ball pretty well, if I wasn't mistaken.
Bugly had a great game, too.
Bugly went off against Gaffney. That's what you need as your third player. You get that kind of production.
That defense was atrocious, Gaff. I'm sorry.
Yeah. If you're watching this, Gaff.
I feel bad for Flanny.
please step up your defensive game.
Or you're not going to be asked to sub a lot.
So that was kind of that game. Flanny had 80. Once he gets his subs, once he gets Johnny back, I think that team will be a bit better.
Mm-hmm. He's got to play with Gaff first 2 games.
First 2 games, yeah. Gaff had 0 points, and Jake had 12. Flanny had the other 8. I think that's about as much as we need to say for that one.
And for that to happen and it still be a close game is saying something.
Yeah.
That's
just the dominant player that he is.
Yeah.
Which is, it's fun to watch.
We saw Flanny rip his jersey, though.
He did rip his jersey. He's a competitive kid. He's not used to losing. So he, Didn't LeBron do that? He pulled a LeBron?
Probably.
Somebody in the NBA. Yeah, it was LeBron. He ripped his sleeve jersey on the Cavs. Yeah, but Flanny ripped it right down the seam. By the end of the year, who knows? It might be in half.
Yeah. We'll see if he wears the next one.
Yeah. So then, lastly...
I think I'm going to go.
Lastly, we had Team Kaz versus Team Mudano.
Was not the game we hoped for.
Was the worst game this year.
It was my worst. It was... Yaney and I were talking about after the game. I think we both put up career lows for Driveway League. But Novak
sounds about right.
Novak had a decent game. Novak, I think, was the only one that shot well on our team.
Novak shot pretty well. He led the team in scoring with 20 points.
Which, when your leading scorer's got 20, it's probably not going to be a successful game for you guys.
So the score was 93-50. Team Mudano is a defensive menace.
Yeah.
They play defense extremely well. Josh is extremely physical.
Josh will face guard you the whole game.
Yep. And then I believe Tyler was also
has
told
good
to face
defense.
guard not Novak. Yaney.
Tyler had great defense. Their whole team is very good defenders, so that's something you got to prepare for when facing them. But for me, I think the one bright spot we could take out of that game, or two bright spots, surprisingly, is the only way is up.
Yeah.
And I did like what I saw from Novak with his mid-range game. He seemed to be confident, a lot more confident than week 1. He was knocking down shots when we gave him the ball. He had 7 blocks, I think. 8?
Yep, 7 blocks.
Novak was great on defense.
He now leads the league in blocks.
I liked what I saw out of Novak that game. That's one bright spot I could take away.
Yeah. So now I want to go into the power rankings. How I'd put. We're gonna start. This is a suggestion from Josh. I kept meaning to do this. We're going to start at 8 and then work up to 1.
Okay.
So I think 8 is still a little bit of a toss-up, but I think I'm still, unfortunately...
We got 3 0-2 teams.
I'll refresh this so you can see this better. The standings are different than the power rankings.
I'm just looking. I'm just looking.
Those are the standings for you in front of you. Mm-hmm. On my power rankings, again, it's tough to do this, but I think I'm still going to put my team. As an 8 spot. I think we're starting. That last quarter showed if we can actually play offense, we're a pretty good team. We kept up with teams Sattan, number 2-ish team last week. So
if you guys keep that,
if we can keep that up, I can see us going up
for all 4 quarters. Consistency.
And then 7 is tough. 7 is tough. I think.
I'd say.
What would you put?
I'm tempted. I don't want to go Flanny, but at the same time, because I feel like when he gets his sub back, when he gets Johnny back, he'll be able to rise up more. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I'm still debating because Team Shannon had a decent showing versus Team Cosme, so I feel like they have that capability of going up. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I feel like this 8 through 6 team could really just.
They kind of flop.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Shannon, personally. I think that Flanny will be a better defensive team once they get Johnny. Mm-hmm. Flanny won't have to rebound as much when they have Johnny. Mm-hmm. Gaff doesn't rebound at all. No offense, Gaff, but...
Johnny will be more over the place defending, I feel like.
Yeah, so I think that team will be at the 6.
Once he gets Johnny back.
But still... Well, I'll still put him at 6. Yeah. I'm going to put Shannon at 7. Mm-hmm. I think... They haven't shot the ball well. We were just looking through percentages. Yeah. Mike and Bodie are both down on the leaderboards. I think of the last 5 in 3-point percentage.
I'm with you guys.
Yeah, you can bring it up, but as of right now, they're not shooting the ball well. So I'm going to put them there at 7. Mm-hmm. Like we talked about quick, 6, I would put Team Flanny. I mean, we kind of pretty much covered that already.
He kind of speaks for himself.
Yeah.
I mean, he's gonna
put up 70.
He's gonna put up every single game. There's nothing you can do to really stop him at this point.
I think he'll definitely touch 100 this year.
I don't know about that.
I think he'll touch 100.
That might be Gap. I mean, if he wasn't able to do it with Gap on his team, then I don't know. I feel like he'd be able to do it if he had Gap on his team. But
I think the other way around, because then he doesn't have to use as much energy on defense and rebounding and whatnot, so he can have more energy for offense.
We'll see. But
Connor, get 100. Let's go.
Bet on yourself.
Not on me though.
Bet on yourself.
Not my team. Not on my team.
Not my team either.
Yeah. So 6.
I assume that 5 is going to be me.
Yeah, 5. I'm going to put your team.
After that blowout loss, I think that's the only thing I think that's the only spot we fit in at this point.
Yeah, I think that
you can't put Mudano over, or you can't put me over Mudano at this point.
No. So, yeah, I'm gonna put Team Kaz at 5. You guys are definitely still a good team. You just had an off night.
We have not shot the ball well to start the season. Yeah. That's one thing for us.
So I think it'll be interesting to see now how you would play against a team like Team Sattan, who is still very good defensively, but not as good. So that's a game that I'm going to be watching close tonight. Team Sattan versus Team Kaz. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think you guys still have potential to be a top 3 team, top 3, 4 team.
Top 4, top 3. I'll go on with my next ranking. So
go for it.
We got 4. I'm gonna go Team Mudano. I think I'm gonna do.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that because I think we bumped him from 8 to 6 last week, so I'm gonna bump him from 6 to 4 this week. Because I still think those top 3 teams are very solid, and I think that they have more than just 1-2 scorers. So I think that the thing. Hang on, let me see. Yeah, so we got Team Howard left, we got Team Cosme left, and we got Team Sattan left. I think, we said it before, I think those teams are going to stay relatively in that top 3 spot. So at this point, I'd put Team Mudano at 4 after that last game, but who knows, maybe he'll still rise up if he gets another convincing win versus one of those top 3 teams.
I think I'm going to disagree with you.
Why is that? Who are you putting Team
Howard
at 4?
I think I'm going to put Howard at 4, which is weird to see them drop even though they won. But now they're losing Rob. I think they're playing one more week with Rob. Kahim's coming in.
So drop him next week. I'd still go Team Howard for this week, but I mean we could disagree.
Even still, I'm high on Team Mudano right now. I think nobody plays defense like them. I've always been a defense wins championships type guy. So yeah, I mean. Team Howard is a very good team, especially offensively.
Yeah, so we just flip-flop our picks for 3 and 4.
I think I'd still put Mudano at 3.
All right, well, Mudano, you got a 3 and a 4.
3 and a 4, so we're going to put 3.5 and 3.5 for both of you two.
Either way, you're moving up again.
Yeah, so, and then I'm assuming
so 2,
Howard is going to be your 3.
Howard will be my 3, yeah. Maybe that'll change once we get Kahim. We'll see how Kahim plays. Because they're 2 very different players.
Yeah.
Number 2.
So we'll jump to 2.
Number 2 is Team Sattan, I'd still say.
Yep.
I think those top 2 teams are still very competitive. So I think that those top 2 teams will still round out the same as last week.
I think Team Sattan is obviously the second team in the power rankings. But I think it's going to be interesting to see. What I kind of noted from my game when we played against them is these two, Tassie and Kurt, have put up both relatively similar stats point-wise, which has been very surprising for me. I think that if they can get a little bit more production out of Tassie...
I think Tassie's going to get going soon. Because we saw that last year when it was him and Mike.
He got going in the latter end of the season.
We saw that last year with him and Mike. Tassie had, I don't want to say a slow start, but it was like kind of less than what we expected.
Yep.
And then he got going out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So I think he's bound to pick up that point total eventually.
Yeah, so definitely depending on how or when Tassie can... I don't want to say produce more.
Let's not do that tonight, Tassie. Let's wait till next week or something to start picking up those numbers.
Yeah, but I think maybe we could start to see them push more towards 1.
Yeah.
That's my little takeaway. And then
Kurt's been very good this season.
Yeah.
He's been one. I think I'd personally say he's the most reliable third option. I'd say that. I think a lot of people would agree with me because he's strong. He plays physical. He gets rebounds. He's got a crazy reverse layup.
Yeah, I never really saw that coming. That reverse layup is absolute money.
And he averages 3 steals a game.
3 steals a game. That team averages 13 steals in a game.
Yeah, you got to take care of the ball and play on them.
Watch your eyes. Yeah. I think I had 6 turnovers.
Don't telegraph anything.
Yeah. Be careful. So then 1.
Speaks for itself.
Team Cosme, the Golden State Warriors. Shoot the ball.
As Cosme would like to call themselves.
Yeah, that's their motto. Shoot, and if you don't shoot some more.
Shoot, get rebounds. Do it again.
Yeah, I mean...
Tommy had a pretty good week, too. I think he played a lot better than week 1, and if that keeps happening, that team's going to be even more scary.
Yeah. Tommy, as of right now, is shooting 41% from 3.
I think
that's second or third best in the league right now.
I think Tommy came out week 2 and shot I think Tommy came out and shot 3 or 4 from 3 in the first quarter.
Yeah.
It was
very accurate.
It was a fun start to that game. We were going crazy on the sidelines. It was a fun game.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's pretty much it for the power rankings, I think. Now, do we want to talk about surprises from last week, or do we want to jump into predictions for week 3?
Let's go surprises, then we'll close things off with predictions, locks, whatever.
Okay. Big takeaways. Novak with 7 blocks. That was, I mean, I knew he's a rim protector. He's a lanky-ass kid. But 7 blocks is a lot.
He had 0 blocks week 1, and now after 2 games he leads the league in blocks.
Yep.
So, I mean, if he could keep that up, I think that's a big help for our team defensively at the rim.
Yeah, and then not necessarily a surprise for me, but I want to point it out. Steve has 13 steals in 2 games. That's a depoy candidate right there.
How many blocks is he averaging?
1.5.
Kind of down from last year, but still.
Yeah.
You got Kurt in the paint now.
Kurt in the paint, holding it down. What else? I mean, I like seeing. Well, since I talk about depoy, I don't really know how I'm going to do it this year because if you are thinking about a defensive player of the year, I would think Josh Mudano. Because obviously his on-ball defense is insane. But his stats, I mean, a block and 2 steals per game is solid, but it's not like depoy stats.
Yeah.
But Mudano, I'll figure something out because you're playing very well defensively.
Yeah. We'll have to figure something out to somehow.
Also, shout out Mudano to averaging 6.5 assists.
Yeah.
From last year, I don't think you had 13 assists all year, but this year, moving the ball pretty well. He's second in the league right now.
So, I'm noticing here that Team Sattan and Team Mudano basically shoot 50% from the field, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Team Sattan shoots 49.4, Team Mudano shoots 49.3. And to think that 1 out of every 2 shots is going in is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of 30s.
There's a lot of high 30s.
There's a lot of 30s this year.
But high 30s is a lot different than... Yeah.
We're picking it up, baby.
Yeah. High 30s.
Team Chung is coming for it.
30s is a lot different than 50s, though.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive from the field.
Yeah.
So, you got any other surprises, or we want to move on to predictions here?
Jack Jamrock. Jack Jamrock had 25 and 27 last game.
Jack was able to keep it up from his performance in week 1 and carry it over to week 2, which was a very solid performance for Team Mudano.
Yeah.
We saw how good Tyler could be playing defense if he really puts his mind to it. He was able to face guard Yanni, I think, the whole game.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's all I got for surprises.
Yeah, so those are 2 big, 3 big, 4 big. I don't know. However many
2, 3, 4
numbers. Surprises from week 2. So now we'll move into week 3, which we have right here. So coming up, week 3, game 1, happening tonight. Team Sattan versus Team Kaz. Would you like to start?
Plead my case?
Plead your case.
All right. Well, I know that my team is coming off a very disappointing loss. So I feel like every single person is gonna say we're gonna lose this game. But I mean, you were in the same boat last week, and you guys, I think, surprised yourselves too by keeping it pretty close with them.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping my team can. I think this is gonna be kind of a reoccurring thing every week, but I don't think I could bet against my team. I'm confident in them, and that's no shot at Team Sattan or anything. I think they're a very strong team, but I think it'd be wrong for me if I bet against my team. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna win that, and I think you're gonna disagree with me, obviously, but it's something I can't do.
Yeah, I get that. I think Team Sattan will sneak it out. I think it'll be a close game. You guys will definitely string things together tonight. I think
only way is up.
You'll keep it closer. I can see it being within a 10-point game pretty much the entire time. But I just think Team Sattan overall will be a better team, I think, tonight.
Yeah, like I said, it's no knock to Team Sattan when I say that I think my team will win. It's something within my personality that, like, if I say I'm going to lose off the bat, then I feel like it won't be that good of a game for us. So that's my opinion on that.
Game 2, which is maybe happening Thursday, depending on the rain, is Shannon versus Chung.
Mm-hmm. So, plead your case.
Plead my case.
Plead your case this time.
So I think this will be an interesting game. I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be pretty competitive. The matchups will be interesting. I don't really know how Team Shannon's going to play it. I have an assumption, but I'm not going to speak about it because you guys will probably hear it before. But I think depending on how they match up, there's a better way and a worse way. So I'm hoping they go the worse way. But I think it'll be a good game depending. I think if Bodie shoots the ball well, we might be in for a long night. I think Mike will be a solid production. He's been a 30 and 20 kind of guy. I think last game he actually had 40.
Yeah, he had a lot better game last.
A lot better game week 2. So if he builds on that, again, might be a long night. But I think Team Chung, I'm confident. I think we can pull out a win on that one.
So
yeah,
my take on this game is you guys are coming off, even though you lost, but you still had a very good game, I think. I think you did a lot better than you guys expected you would against that team. I think you surprised a lot of teams by keeping it close.
Yeah.
Chung had a good game. Your whole team really had a good game.
Yep.
Team Shannon, they're 0-2, right?
We're both 0-2.
You're both on. So both of you guys are due for that one win soon. Yep. So I do agree that this is going to be a battle. I think it will be a close game. I could see it coming down to the last couple of minutes. And I'm really torn on who to pick here, honestly.
Yeah.
Because it really could go either way, I feel like. Because, like we said, Team Shannon has started off shooting the ball a little rough this season. So I think I say this every week, but they're due to start shooting good eventually. I hope.
Yeah.
But I know this might make them mad, but I'm going to go Team Chung on this one in a very tightly contested game. I think that they've shown a lot more They shoot the ball well. That's what I'm trying to say here. They put the ball in the hoop. And like you said, I think it depends on how they match up, but it should be a close game, and I could easily be wrong on that, but I'll say Team Chung here for the record.
Yeah, I can pretty much agree with everything. I think overall it'll be a fun game to watch come down the wire. Mm-hmm. The third game, Cosme versus Howard, we already played because we're trying to overload Howard's schedule. I believe that was
119 to 110, I believe.
119 to 110. That was a fun game to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Can't really talk about predictions because it already happened.
It was fun to watch Cosme and Howard play. It was a solid game, the whole game, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I think they made it closer at the end for a little bit.
Yep. And then they kind of pulled away at the end.
Which
I think it was like
seems to be a theme within Cosme's games the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Teams pull close to the end, and then Cosme's team just turns it right back on.
They stick it out.
Yeah.
They're a gritty kind of team. Mm-hmm. They will grind to the last couple minutes there. Mm-hmm. And then week 3, game 4 is Mudano versus Flanny.
This is an interesting one because I think this comes down to what Mudano can do on defense against Flanny.
Yeah.
Which we've seen how overpowered Flanny can be on offense, but I think that Josh will be a great challenge for him. So it'll be a very interesting game to see who wins because it's really offense versus defense this game. So I think it depends if Josh if Josh stays with what he's been doing the first 2 weeks on defense, because I think he face guarded Chung week 1 or something, and then he face guarded me last week. I think if he's able to stay in front of Flanny and contain him to, I don't know
60.
But, I mean, Flanny's going to get his no matter what. But I think it's just how much Mudano can contain him. So, that game I really think is up in the air, too. Because, do we know if we're getting Johnny back this game?
Yes. I'm going to say we're going to be playing with Johnny this week.
I'm going to, for this game, opted out of this team all season. I'm gonna say Team Mudano. He's going to get my vote this week after what he did to me last week. But I'm gonna go for Team Mudano this week I wouldn't say, I don't know. I'm gonna go Team Mudano. I won't give any score predictions yet or anything, but I'm gonna just say Team Mudano.
Flanny, I'm torn because it's basically going to be how well can Josh contain Flanny. And obviously Josh is
a great defender.
In my opinion, I think I'd put him as the best defender right now. Mm-hmm. On-ball defender. I'd put Steve possibly the best off-ball. Mm-hmm. Josh best on-ball. Mm-hmm. But Flanny is just...
He's a different type of offensive player.
He's a lot... Josh is obviously he's a perfect size for this league.
Yeah.
Flanny is big and lanky.
Yeah.
So I don't know how well... Flanny might be able to just reach over him when he goes to the rim.
Flanny's a lot different of a player than Madonna's guard and Chung in the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So like we said, it'll be interesting to see that matchup.
So I think as always, it's tough to bet against Flanny.
Mm-hmm. I think Madonna's made it tough to bet against him.
And it's also tough to bet against that defensive team.
Madonna's had 2 weeks of teams scoring 62 and under on him. So I think.
Yeah,
I don't think we'll see that from Team Flanny, but
as always, it's tough to bet against Flanny. But yeah, I think I got to go Mudano.
Yeah.
I got to go Mudano. Especially if Jack and Tyler can produce. I think they had 40-ish points between the two of them last week. I think that's a lot better than 12 points between your other two players. Yeah. So.
We'll see what Johnny brings to the table too, though. That could be an X factor.
So last two things to talk about I like doing are your locks, lock of the week, and game of the week. Start with lock of the week.
Lock of the week, I'm going to go...
That's tough.
I don't even know.
That's tough.
I don't know if we can. Because every single game we talked about, we said it was going to be a close game. We thought, at least.
Yeah.
I'll make a bold lock of the week here. I'm gonna go Mudano over Flanny.
Okay.
The reason for that is I think that Mudano will be able to contain Flanny.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Mudano's team, Tyler especially, has been very consistent on defense. He's lengthy. He could, I don't know, I feel like he's a pest on defense too. So they got two very solid defenders and then a big body with Jack in the middle there. So I think the other games I think all three of these games have potential to be very close, but that's the one that I'm going to pick.
I think I'm going to have to go Sattan over Kaz.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's tough to pick against you here, but I think with all these games, I feel like I'm most confident in Sattan.
Especially after our last game performance.
Yeah. I think the other two games are really toss-ups.
Yeah.
If Cosme hadn't played Howard, I would probably have chosen them.
Yeah, which we said they're probably going to be a lock a lot of the times.
Yeah, just because of how high scoring they are. Yeah. But obviously, they already played, so I think that's what I'd have to resort to. Game of the week is going to be another tough one.
Game of the week, I'd say either your game or Mudano's game.
I don't agree with that.
I don't think it would be my game just for the fact of us coming off a big blowout loss. But me personally, I think it's been a reoccurring theme here with this Mudano Flanny game, but I'm going to go with that game just because I'm very interested to see how that pans out.
Yeah, I think I'm going to agree with you on that. Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be a matchup to watch, and it'll be something fun. I want to say it's going to happen Monday, so
that'll be a good game.
Look out for that game. If you're free, I would definitely come watch that.
Seeing one of the league's top defenders go against one of the league's leading scorer by a good amount, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, by 20 points.
Yeah, I think it's 75, and then I think Cosme's averaging 56, 51. 57 or something. I like that.
Yeah, 58.
All right, so yeah,
19.
Yeah, so it should be a great matchup to see how it unveils.
Yeah. So I think that would conclude.
I think we're good.
Yeah. So week 3 is coming upon us.
What is this, the third podcast we've made?
Third podcast. As always, let us know what you guys think. Comments. I would love to debate in the comment section if you guys want to.
Oh, we forgot.
I'll be responding to that.
Yeah.
Drop a like, comment, share it if you like this. I know there's a bunch of people that probably would like watching it, but they don't know that this is happening.
Yeah.
So if you guys want, sharing it on a story, a text message, send out a link. We would greatly appreciate that.
Even, we take suggestions from people outside the league.
Suggestions.
Anything.
Always text us suggestions or comment suggestions.
You know where to find
especially in these in-between weeks where I don't want to necessarily be like cookie cutter, where we talk about the same kind of things.
Yeah, we want different things, new things, all these other things to keep you guys kind of interested in watching.
Definitely, things to keep us,
something to keep you guys interactive with us.
Yeah.
So what you guys want, we'll produce, hopefully. But other than that, thanks for tuning into the game plan.
Episode 3
in the books. We'll see you next week.
Peace out.
Peace.